But yeah, like I said,
This one.
the new hot button topic is how feminism was an overcorrection, which it was. My stance on it is, well, I'm not blaming all white men for this. I'm not saying that's their fault. That's all their fault. I'm not gonna do that. What I am gonna say though is that you know,
The cell phone with the edges, because
yeah.
it let you.
But that's my whole thing on it. I'm not gonna blame all white people for the overcorrection and the feminism that happened. But what I am gonna say is, from my point of view, this is chickens coming home. When black men were saying for a long time, you know, we need to look at the plight of black boys and what's going on with them because they're not getting the resources they need. It was both black women and white men on both, not just conservative white men, liberals too, who was making the excuse of, well, on one hand, you got conservatives who saying, well, you need to pull yourself out of bootstraps, and that same tired ass rhetoric. And then you had the liberals just saying, well, patriarchy. So it was like, all right, well, cool. So fast forward now, we see that this plight is starting to affect white kids, white boys now. So now it becomes a national cry of, wait, we have to take a look at this. We may have overcorrected. It's to me personally, I look at it as no different than the war on drugs. There was never an issue with drug use as long as it stayed in the black community or brown communities. But the moment white people started getting addicted to it and it started fucking up their shit, now it's an illness. It's an epidemic. It's not a crime now. So my take on it is just, it's chickens coming home to roost. You know, y'all, we already know feminism was just an extension of white supremacy post slavery to make sure that black men couldn't vote, black, Hispanic, and Chinese, and it was Chinese men that were working the railroads couldn't vote. And
They weren't even citizens, so they couldn't even.
right, so they don't even count. But it was to ensure that black men couldn't vote. And and white women had the right to vote before anybody else. So, as far as I'm concerned, white people created a problem with feminism and just kept fanning the flames of it until it became something they couldn't control anymore and it got out of hand.
No, black people could vote before women
No,
because during the Reconstruction era, we were electing black people to Congress.
I'm talking about, but white women could vote. White women were freely able to vote before us. Okay, then I stand corrected. If that's true, then I stand corrected. I knew we risked dying for it. If we went to the polls, we did risk dying. But even if we go with the argument of, well, black men got the right to vote before white women, who fucking who? You're the most privileged group in the country. Like, I'm not about to, like, that whole patriarchy rhetoric doesn't work anymore because we know white women have more privileges than black men.
Actually, one of the things that led to like the KKK, and I forgot the other group, was the Reconstruction era, because Southern white people felt that the backlash against them after post Civil War was too extreme. Um, like although black people didn't get their so-called 40 acres and a mule, they got a lot of political rights at the time. They were being elected to office, even to U.S. Congress, um, and they could vote. Like, that was the 15th Amendment, I believe, because we had the right to vote since the 15th Amendment, but other shit happened, and like I said, the all the Jim Crow and the what was the Black Code and all that stuff was like a reaction to the Reconstruction era, because the North basically wanted to punish the Confederate South for
For defecting.
for rebelling against the Union in the first place, and they saw so black people became sort of the scapegoat for that, and so we got to vote. What happened? The fucked up thing was it was kind of ripped away from us after the fact through
incarceration,
through black codes, de facto slavery through incarceration,
death threat, like literally dying.
And then that was the rise of, like I said, the white supremacist groups like the KKK and that other group, which I can't remember right now.
You had the Daughters of the Confederacy, the KKK. Well, the White Knights were just a branch off the KKK anyway.
And then the KKK had pretty much been dismantled until that movie came out. That Kevin Samuels always references. I forgot that movie, but it won a freaking Oscar.
Not going with was it? It's not going with the win. It's
No. And
it's I kind of know what you're talking about. It wasn't Color
and then
Purple.
it was even shown. I forgot which president even watched it at the White House. So like I said, it won an Oscar, and it gave an apologist sort of
I'm gonna Google it. I can't remember.
argument for white supremacy at the time, and that led to the resurrection of the KKK because at the time they had been pretty much dismantled. But yeah, I mean,
Birth of a Nation.
yeah, Birth of a Nation. But yeah, I mean, to your point, yeah, feminism has never been an ally of the civil rights, and I mean, we already know that white women benefited more from the Civil Rights Act than black people. It's just like with affirmative action, right? Like more of them receive that than black people. Not only that, the black people who were receiving the benefit of affirmative action weren't even black American people. So for the people who had watched my short videos talking about why foundational black Americans separate themselves from black people who come here from other countries, that's one of the reasons why. Like we're not the same. And I don't care if they get mad.
No, it needs to be a distinction, and like I said, that seems to be the new hot button topic. And as someone else explained it to me, black people are the canaries in the coal mine, basically.
For what?
The whole notion that we are failing boys and blah blah blah. It's like we're the canaries in the coal mine. We've been saying this was going
because now it's becoming the mainstream.
It's affecting the right people. It's affecting white people.
I don't think it's affecting. Oh, you said affecting. Okay.
It's affecting the right people. It's affecting white people. So now it can be identified as a problem.
No, because it destroys society at large. Because taking people out of their proper role, hurts society at large. And I'm all for.
I mean, what's their proper? I'm fucking with you. But no, but I do. It is a problem when we.
I'm not talking about racial. I'm talking about.
I know what you mean.
I mean gender roles.
I know. No, I'm fucking with you. I know, and that is the problem. We're not. We can say boys are kind of behind academically, and we just chalk it up to, oh well, the patriarchy is like, well, no. I mean, for me, I guess my concern more so is, and I'll bite the bullet on this, is for black boys more so than white boys. It's not that I don't want white kids to succeed in life. That's not true at all. I can't. But I was saying, like, it's not like I don't want white kids to succeed. I don't hold white people at large as the enemy or anything like that for what a handful do. But personally, I don't have as much concern because you still live in a country that's designed for you to succeed. Like, despite how much we want to argue it, white men on average still out earn everybody. Minus Asians, but the only reason I'm not counting them because it's such a small concentration of them. But overall, white men out earn everybody, and second to them is white women. So I'm not kind of concerned about a society where this white kid can drop out of high school and get hired before me, and I have a college degree.
Yeah, well, that used to be true.
Well,
it's not.
It's not so much as now, maybe, but still, you live in a society that caters to you. We still have.
And like I said, I don't like an overcorrection because an imbalance is an imbalance, and it's still gonna affect me.
No, I agree with you. That's why I said I still think it needs to be corrected, but I'm not on this notion of, it needs to be solidarity. Not necessarily. We just can.
For men's rights, you can look at for solidarity.
To that extent, I would say to that extent for me anyway. To that extent of, like, changing how child support works, how divorce laws work, stuff like that.
Like people, yes. Yeah, for men to work against this little woke backlash, they're gonna have to work together. Different groups of men from different groups. Because Asian men are saying it too within their community. I hear them saying it. I'm not social. I'm not in contact with any Latino friends anymore, but I'm not sure if they're having that issue. But I do know both white and Asian men are having the same issues that black men are having. If there's Latino people watching, y'all can let me know. But speaking on gender, we're gonna do a separate video on that because I want to talk about that whole cultural construct thing because I did like 2 live streams on it, and I know I was just yelling into the ether, so I kept them short. But I just wanted to try the new platform that I could do now because I had more subscribers to do it. They allowed me to do it, but I'll do that next. But yeah, I mean I pretty much agree. I'm just saying whether we like each other or not, and I don't have a problem with them personally, but I think it's definitely gonna have to be some male solidarity to go against this little feminist backlash, which is, I don't know, are they at 5th wave feminism now or E squared? I don't even fucking know at this point.
Shout out to Passport OG. He did a video on it where I think as far as in the US we're heading towards the 4Bs. So the 4B movement was started in like
bitch 1, bitch 2, bitch 3, bitch
4. It started in Korea. I can't remember the Korean name, but basically it's just the Korean women saying, you know, we're not having kids, we're not getting married, we're not having sex.
Well, they're not as feminist in South Korea. Their problem is it's more of a social economic issue there. That they're just refusing to reproduce because
it's the Korean women are saying we're not getting married, we're not going to have kids,
but it's also an economic issue. People don't want to get married and have kids when they can't afford to do so. But you're missing
the other 2 B's. That's what I'm saying. We're not having they're not getting.
But has he traveled to South Korea? Because like I said, their population is the most in decline of every nation right now, and most of it is an economic issue because it's the same thing going on in China and the same thing going on in Japan.
True.
Most people can't afford the lifestyle to afford a family, so they're refusing to get married and have kids.
Well, they're not refusing all marriage, they're refusing heterosexual marriage.
I don't even think
meaning the women are refusing heterosexual marriage.
As far as I know, there's no homosexual marriage in South Korea. The only Asian country I know that just approved same-sex marriage was I can't remember which one. It may have been South Korea, but I think it was like I think it was Taiwan. I think Taiwan was the first Asian country to
not necessarily
to approve
same-sex
marriage.
They're just not going to marry men. If they can marry women, they'll
I was about to say there's no same-sex marriage in most Asian countries except for like one that just approved it last year, and I think that was Taiwan.
Regardless, the point is the F4B is a feminist movement in South Korea.
Yeah, but it sounds like he's pushing an issue. But like I said, the biggest reason most people in China and South Korea and Japan aren't having when you have to do the what's it called, the 999 day or the 666 day or whatever they call it, where you're working basically all days, 6 days a week. And you can still barely afford your lifestyle. No one's trying to get married and have kids. That's happening in China.
But it's not just married. That's why.
But I'm saying it's happening all over East Asia. So it's a pattern that's not about feminism, because feminism is not that big in East Asia as he's trying to make it sound like.
No, but it's not just him. That's what I'm saying. This isn't just him. This has been a well documented thing that in South Korea there is a. I'm not saying there's a large movement. I
mean, because just like the Fung brothers that talked about it, just people aren't fucking there. Like that's it. People aren't having sex. They're not dating. Well, according to the FB thing. But that's the point. The point is the idea of we're not marrying men, we're not having sex with men, we're not having kids. Now that and then also the most extreme group always gets the loudest play online. So yeah, there's a loud group of folks there saying we're not going to do such and such.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's all, but what I'm saying is the whole idea of we're just not going to do. It's coming over here now. We see that's my opinion is that's where the next wave of feminism, quote unquote, is going to lead to.
But that's not true, because feminism is a Western idea that's going east, not from the east going west.
No, you misunderstand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the whole thing of we're not going to marry men, we're not going to have sex with men, we're not going to do this, that, and the third
comes from the West. So what he's saying is fear mongering, because it's not
my point. I'm not talking about what he's saying. I'm talking about when your question of what's the next wave? What wave of feminism we're on? I'm saying
no. Fourth wave feminism is more about gender equity, trans rights, and all. That's fourth wave feminism. That's why I was just making a joke. I said, what are we going on?
No, I said we're going to go to fifth. No, I'm saying I think fifth wave is going to be the whole women just in the West saying we're just not going to have sex with men. We're not going to have kids anymore, which is fine.
Like the fourth wave is self-defeating because now you're giving men the rights of women. So it's like, okay, sure.
That's why I said fifth wave is just simply going to be
that's what happened when you take gender equity studies. But anyway, I did a whole live stream about bullshit majors because I had to go on and on that, even though we talked about it before. But yeah,
no, it's getting worse now. But yeah, I think fifth wave feminism is going to be the thing, and I'm like, cool, don't have kids. Like, you're not hurting nobody.
No, fifth wave feminism is going to be they're going to start attaching dicks to themselves, but whatever.
They're already doing that.
I mean, functional ones, but whatever. Not the strap ones. But all right. What is this? All right, guys, I'm gonna go.